In the bustling city of Varuna, where the streets were always alive with the sounds of people and traffic, lived a young woman named Maya. Maya had always been surrounded by friends, family, and colleagues. Her life was a whirlwind of social events, work commitments, and family obligations. Despite the constant buzz around her, Maya often felt a profound sense of emptiness and confusion within herself. She realized that she had never truly been alone, and wondered if solitude might hold the answers she was seeking. One day, overwhelmed by the cacophony of her daily life, Maya decided to take a drastic step. She applied for a month-long leave from work and planned a retreat to a secluded cabin in the mountains. This cabin, situated amidst dense forests and overlooking a serene lake, was far removed from the chaos of the city. Maya hoped that this time alone would help her reconnect with herself and find clarity. As she drove up the winding mountain roads, leaving the city far behind, Maya felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. The prospect of spending an entire month alone, without any human contact, was both daunting and liberating. She had brought along books, a journal, and some basic supplies, but beyond that she had no specific plans. Her goal was simple: to experience solitude and see what it revealed to her. The first few days in the cabin were difficult for Maya. The silence was almost deafening, and she found herself constantly reaching for her phone, only to remember that she had intentionally left it behind. The initial excitement quickly gave way to restlessness and discomfort. She realized how accustomed she had become to the constant background noise of her life in the city. To combat the restlessness, Maya began to establish a routine. She woke up early, meditated by the lake, took long walks in the forest, and spent hours reading and journaling. Slowly, she started to feel a shift within herself. The natural beauty surrounding her began to fill the void she had felt for so long. The chirping of birds, the rustling of leaves, and the gentle lapping of the lake against the shore became her new companions. As the days turned into weeks, Maya's initial discomfort with solitude transformed into a deep sense of peace and contentment. She began to enjoy her own company and discovered aspects of herself that had been buried under the noise of everyday life. She reflected on her past, her relationships, and her ambitions. For the first time, she could hear her own thoughts clearly, without the influence of others. One evening, as she sat by the lake watching the sunset, Maya had a profound realization. She understood that she had been seeking validation and happiness from external sources: friends, family, and work. She had been so focused on fulfilling societal expectations that she had lost touch with her own desires and needs. Solitude had given her the space to reconnect with her true self. Maya began to cherish her time alone. She found joy in simple activities like cooking for herself, painting, and stargazing. Each day brought new insights and revelations. She learned to be present in the moment and appreciate the beauty of her surroundings. The mountains, the lake, and the forest became her sanctuary, teaching her the value of stillness and introspection. One night, as she lay under a blanket of stars, Maya felt a profound sense of gratitude. She realized that solitude had given her the gift of self-awareness. It had shown her that true happiness and fulfillment come from within, not from external sources. She felt stronger, more confident, and ready to face the world with a renewed sense of purpose. As her month-long retreat came to an end, Maya packed her bags and prepared to return to the city. She felt a mix of emotions: sadness at leaving the tranquility of the mountains, but also excitement about applying the lessons she had learned to her daily life. She knew that the peace she had found in solitude was not something she had to leave behind. It was a part of her that she could carry with her always. Back in Varuna, Maya's friends and family noticed a change in her. She seemed calmer, more centered, and more content. She no longer felt the need to constantly seek validation or fill her schedule with social events. She had learned to value her own company and prioritize her own well-being. Maya's experience in solitude taught her that being alone was not something to be feared or avoided. Instead, it was an opportunity for growth, self-discovery, and inner peace. She continued to take regular retreats to her cabin in the mountains, using those times of solitude to reconnect with herself and recharge. The power of being alone lies in the ability to truly understand and embrace oneself. In a world that often equates solitude with loneliness, Maya's story reminds us that being alone can be a profound and transformative experience. It is in those moments of quiet reflection that we can discover our true desires, strengths, and potential. Solitude is not a state of isolation, but a journey towards self-awareness and inner peace.